What's going on, Americans? Jericho Green here with you once again. Friday, Memorial Day weekend. Holy shit. Please be safe, people. And you know, holiday weekend, come what, Monday? I'll probably have a video to do about Chicago. You know how they do. 3 days off, let's kill each other. Anyway, Los Angeles, the city of angels. What's the dumb shit they've done now? Well, LA County is not letting any of their employees travel to Alabama on official business due to their new abortion law. Insert cricket noise here. I'm sure there's not one person in Alabama who gives a fuck if any official LA personnel are coming down there. Now, they say they're not allowed to go down there unless it's for, some type of training or anything else required by law. So you're protesting it or boycotting Alabama, however you want to put it, unless you have to go. So that's weak as hell right there. But it's so funny how California keeps sticking its nose, Yeah, the only thing LA sticks or California sticks its business in is the ass of California taxpayers. But LA County and California, because really this reflects the California government's beliefs, but we're always sticking our nose in other people's business. Why do we give a shit about what they're doing in Alabama? Hey, over here, dummy. We got plenty of shit to worry about here. Not only roads and bridges, but the hospitals closing down, the hundreds, almost $1 billion that LA County spends, or the city of Los Angeles spends on healthcare for illegals. The underperforming schools. There's only 50 states. How the fuck are we like number 49? How is that? The gentrification of your cities. A young person not being able to get a job at a fast food joint, entry-level work. Don't get it twisted. Mowing lawns, working in hotels, doing dishes, working in fast food joints. That's for teenagers and old people. The teenagers use it as a way to break into the workforce. Old people use it to supplement their income. When I worked at McDonald's when I was a teenager, the morning shift, it was a couple young people and a bunch of old ladies wiping down tables and saying, "Good morning, sweetheart." But you have all that shit going on. You have representatives in Congress who haven't done shit in 30 years. More homeless than all the other states combined. And you're worried about keeping LA County officials from going to Alabama. I seriously doubt anybody cares. But all you liberals, all you progressives, you gotta watch out for these buzzwords. Progressive, inclusive, equality. Yeah, they sound good in the dictionary, but not when they're weaponized by these assholes. So, out of one side of your mouth, you're telling me all this shit about people of color. All these things are set up against people of color. The police, the government, systemic racism, people of color. So Alabama puts a law in place to protect the most vulnerable of these people of color. Unborn babies. Who is less protected than an unborn baby? Especially when its own mother is against it. So you're telling me all these horrible things happening to people of color. You got actors telling me that we are stuck in 1935, but you oppose a bill that helps the most vulnerable people of color. What would Scooby say? Roll Raggy? How do you balance those two? Because 60% of the abortions carried out in Alabama are on black babies. You don't give a shit about black babies? I bet you if this was an election year, you would. You'd be all hugged up, holding somebody's little black baby, showing how much you care. And then the minute the cameras go away, you're like, ew, get this little thing away from me. Give me some fucking Purell. You don't give a shit. You're just trying to stick your thumb in the eye of conservative beliefs every fucking chance you get. And I refuse to believe that all of California falls in line with these disgusting beliefs that you have. Who gives a shit? Don't go to Alabama. Good. Keep your ass here and do something. Why don't you grab a shovel and fill in these fucking potholes? Instead of holding LA officials back from going to Alabama, why don't you hold funding back to these schools that don't require parents to volunteer? Why don't you send all these LA County officials that you're not sending to Alabama, send them to these fucking neighborhoods to mentor these kids? Why don't you do that? Send them down to Skid Row to clean up these fucking homeless. You got this dumbass in Mississippi, a mayor, I think it's Clarksdale, Mississippi, who wants to give thugs and criminals $10,000 a pop to move out. What kind of crazy shit is going on here? You're worried about Alabama. Why don't you fucking worry about Alameda? If you're not from California, Alameda is right next to Oakland. Some of the poorest performing schools in the fucking country. You got Mayor Libby shit of Oakland who's giving heads up to illegal aliens before Ice Baby shows up. Did Mayor Libby shit call you and say, hey, there's a police checkpoint around the corner, you might want to bust a U? No. Instead of all those agents that you're not sending to Alabama, send them into the communities of California. Send them to read to kids to get their fucking grades up. Send them down to Maxine Waters District where 93% of the kids can't even perform math at a fucking grade level. Don't worry about Alabama. You remember those, you stay up late and you start seeing those commercials. I don't know if they still do it, but back in the day they'd have commercials of Time magazine, these newly remastered songs, these albums they'd put out. I think one of them was like Juke Joint Classics or some shit. And one of the songs was, sweep around your own back door before you try to sweep around mine. Take note, California. We got way too much shit to worry about here. I've done videos going to pick up my daughter from school. There's this road that cuts through the fields to get there. A little shortcut. This is the bumpiest shit you've ever seen. If you gotta take a piss, don't drive on a California road. You will piss your pants. Bumpy as shit. These look like these roads got fucking 8th grade acne. The shit's disgusting. But you're worried about Alabama? It seems to me that Alabama has their shit together way more than we do in California. This shit up north, you got Senator Leland Yee, who got arrested last week for bribery and gun trafficking. What the fuck? I thought it was all good, California. I thought we were so well put together that we could start worrying about what other states are doing. Nope. This motherfucker's running guns. He's taking bribes from undercover FBI agents, telling them where they can get fully automatic weapons and shoulder-fired missiles from a rogue Muslim group in the Philippines. How do you even have that information as a sitting senator? And of course, you guys ready? They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so get your milk out, whether regular or almond if you're lactose intolerant, and get ready for a nice big bowl of crunchy Hypocrisy flakes. Here's the hypocrisy. Here's the kicker. This dude is one of the loudest advocates for gun control. That's right. He's sitting here telling us you can't have these guns. You can't have these because they kill people, assault rifles, AR-15s, all their uninformed bullshit. But he's telling undercover FBI agents whom he thinks are criminals how to get fully automatic weapons and shoulder-fired missiles. Who the fuck is using shoulder-fired missiles, and who are you using them against? He was in a little bit of trouble, tried to run for mayor. It didn't work out, so he was in the hole about 70 grand. So he's taking bribes, and he's hooking these fools up with gun runners. That's where California is at, but we're worried about Alabama. We're going to stick it to Alabama. Man, I bet they're really missing that LA County money, aren't they? Man, you stupid bastards. Mayor Becerra, the mayor of LA, you got plenty of work to do before you start fucking with Alabama. What kind of shit is this? Why don't you give us some of that attention? Why don't you give us some of that fucking go get 'em? You're so adamant about going against conservatives. You're so adamant about fucking with Trump. You're so blinded by your TDS that you're screwing us over. We need help. California needs help. Give it to us. We put you sorry, empty suit pieces of shit in office, so give us a return on our investment. Not gonna send LA County officials to Alabama. Hey, LA County, Alabama's on the phone. They just said they don't give a fuck. Are you for real? Of course, it's California. If it's backwards, upside down, and stupid as shit, you better believe it's California. I just drove past a gas station this morning. $4.25 for a motherfucking gallon of gas. A gallon? And you're worried about Alabama? You better get these damn gas prices down. Why is it $2 one state over and it's almost $4.50 here? I'll tell you why. California taxes. That's why. Man, you better straighten this shit out. But I'll tell you one thing. One thing I am looking forward to is Monday. Not only is Monday my day off, but it's also my wife's day off and my daughter, because it's Memorial Day and they don't have school. So I get to kick it with my whole family. So let me hop in this last leg of the rat race. But you know how it goes. Oh, hold on a second. Before I get into my spiel, people have been hitting me up for merchandise, hats, t-shirts, tank tops, that kind of shit. I have logos that I've already had made. I'm just trying to get them sent over to, Teespring, company that makes them. You know, you go there and order it. They do all the heavy lifting. They take a cut. You know, capitalism. So I'm working on it. I got professionals working on it. It is coming. I'm hoping to get it up and running or get them available in the next week. So I hear you, people. I hear you. The merch is coming. But as I was saying, I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, utilize the PayPal link. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.